Of course, it disappears on me. Hi. Hello. Hey, man, I'm going to ask if you're new to this channel, man, please, by all means, hit that subscribe button. This is the hated one, formerly Facts at 100%. And so let's just jump right into it, people. I actually I did a piece of this introduction in the video. I want a God-fearing man. And as I got to do with this, as I got to now start doing, people, I'm an advocate for black men. I am, at my age, I am not going to sit by and let men get bashed under the perspective of I did everything wrong in choosing no good men, but I want to blame men for it as a whole. If I can give you an example of this, I was talking to a woman some 10 years ago, and I appreciated this individual for her openness about how she felt about black men. But I had to ask her a perspective. I said, have you ever owned a car that broke down? Yeah. Okay. What did you ultimately do with that car? I got rid of it. Why did you get rid of it? I got rid of it because it kept breaking down. Okay. Do you currently own a vehicle? Yes. Okay. Can I ask you a question? Why didn't you give up driving? Why? Because you knew the issue was just with that one car. I need y'all to follow me. People, there are issues that I have in my family right now because for over 12 years, for over a dozen years, I have tried to bring these issues to the forefront. I have asked individuals, as the youngest one in the family, I asked these individuals I gave these issues to the individual, and they're not as important or they shouldn't mean anything, but yet then I was turned around and I was asked to let things go and care, et cetera, et cetera. Those things now have manifested themselves into a big, ugly monster. Now, here's how the saying goes. The saying goes, you created that monster, you have to slay it. So, for all you individuals out there that created spoiled brat kids, you need to unspoil them. Because if society has to unspoil your spoiled ass kids, it's not going to be good. Please allow me to continue. People, I mentioned earlier, healthy paranoia. You must have healthy paranoia. If I could put this in parallels to the sentiment in the community you guys call black, one of the things that is said more times than not is, because I don't give. Yeah. Because I don't give. I just go because I don't give a fuck. I have ended relationships on those terms. Because there's a problem. I give a fuck. And if you don't and I do, we can't relate. But this term, and here's what a lot of people are under this god-awful perspective, that not caring can stay within the lines. When you don't care about something and you continue to all right, that's better lighting, yes? Okay. Let's see, where was I? Oh yeah! People, when you don't care about something, if it is your perspective that you can then transition into caring, Good luck with that. I'm not going to argue that. It's the same perspective that I have with people that party all weekend and then got to go to work on Monday. If you think that simply taking a nap is an easy transition from partying all weekend to waking up on Monday, once again, you can have that. I'm not going to argue that. I'm here to talk about healthy paranoia. It's a good thing to have, but people don't have it. So I'm going to say this. If you are under the impression that you can simply go about your day to day under the impression that you can use, because I don't give up for once, then what I'm simply going to say to you is you apply that same analogy to other things that are important. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. You apply that analogy to things that are important. You have a leisure perspective about things that you shouldn't have a leisure perspective about. You want an example of this? Glad you asked. People, I make sure all my T's are crossed and my I's are dotted. And I do this because I'm scared. I navigate myself through life scared. People, this is why I don't want a booty call. This is why I'm not wasting my life on dealing with somebody that says, I just want to call you up when I need some dick, blah, blah, blah. People, I'm 51 years old. I never wasted dick on that perspective. My dick was never in that arena. Never interested, never was. I was always interested in the big picture. One day, I'm going to take you to an actual. One day I was driving, I had a paper route. This was about 20 years ago. I had a paper route. Just turning my morning into a hustle, I had a paper route. I had a paper route, and I was driving my paper route, and I bent down to get a paper, not realizing that when I bent down, I turned the wheel too. I turned the wheel right into a tree. I hit a tree at 35, 40 miles an hour, didn't break at all. My face did all, I got stitches. I ripped my lip here on this side, got a little thing here, had severe amnesia, didn't know who the hell I was, didn't know anything. I called my friend about 50 times. He was like, yeah, yo, you know, you just called me, right? I was like, I did? Oh, okay, man. The doctor coming in the room now. I called him about 50 times. I called my brother about 15 times. And people was like, yo, Chris is real messed up. I just didn't know. Anyway, people, when they released me from the hospital, my brother, I never really tell anybody about this. I didn't know where I lived. At the time, I had a radio shop. I sold CDs, DVDs, and PlayStations. I didn't even know I had a shop. I was messed up. But what heightened this condition is the fact that I lived by myself. You see, I had hit a tree so hard that because I had skylights in my house was always well lit. I had to walk around with gauze on my eyes and tape around my head because my eyes was extremely sensitive to light. People, if I was married, I would have been better off. But I wasn't married. I was by myself. I didn't have nobody to call and say, hey, listen. Oh, actually, I did. My ex-girlfriend did bring me some soup and came and hung out with me for a couple of days. So let me stop it right there. But I didn't have a wife. All right. So I don't give a has a different meaning to me. It can mean whatever it wants to you. It has a different meaning to me. I need y'all to follow me. New to the channel, please by all means hit that thumbs up button and hit that subscribe button, and as well as that notification bell, and share my videos, man. Stop fucking with me. I'm talking about healthy paranoia today. WLAW, Law Talk Radio, 98.3.com FM. I'm your host, Chris One Radio Group, broadcasting live out of Todd Smith Studios. What happens when you don't have healthy paranoia? People, when you don't have healthy paranoia, you are absent-minded to consequences. These are facts. The jail are full of them. The jail are full of people that are absent-minded to consequences. You know, I was talking to Miss She Cakes the Great. She was telling me about individuals that she has some involvement with. I'm not going to get into intricate with the details. I told that individual that was an individual that brought some beauty that guys thought about her in the world of damn, Mom, you look good, and brought that perspective to the wrong arena. I'm going to just say that. Nonetheless, you got to understand what healthy paranoia, how it helps you. So I think it's only fair that I give you some examples of healthy paranoia. All right, so I bought my house this year. The first month I got my water bill, it was 60, 70 bucks, whatever. Wash my cars every day, understandable. The second month, my water bill was 4 something. I was like, whoa. The second month, it was 900, and the second month after that, 9 something. I was getting these extremely high water bills. And I was like, what the hell is going on? I said, wow, here it is. I done brought a house and damn, I can't even afford the water. I knew I had a problem because I actually came here and stayed in the back of this studio for 6 days. Still had a high water bill. Friday, I goes home. I called the water company. They said, you got a lot of things going on at that house. We came out and did the assessment. I see here you never called back and got an assessment. You got some stuff going on under your house. 24 hours later, the problem was fixed. I called the plumber, got a plumber over to the house. A pipe was busted under the house. Where's the paranoia in that? The paranoia in that is when I lived up north in the Pocono Mountains, Pennsylvania, we had well water. Because when you live in the mountains, you are like 400 or 500 feet below sea level. And when you have a well, that means the well got to go that far into the ground. So I spent a lot of time in that house without water because my well was out. So I have a certain paranoia about buying a house with a well. I have a certain paranoia about buying a house inside of a HOA, Homeowners Association. I have a certain paranoia about that. It's a healthy paranoia, and it's a healthy paranoia because it will keep me from not doing that. I have a healthy paranoia about my utilities at my house, and I have a paranoia because what is the one thing that keeps utilities on? Money. You're not going to call your utilities company and say, hey, listen, I'll swap you out. Instead of giving you $340 for my water bill, I can give you 800 cans of beans. They don't accept beans for payment. They accept money. I need y'all to follow me. So if money is the grand all end all, not your love for God, if money will help your light stay on, not praying, money will keep your lights on, shouldn't you respect it? Should you not respect money? You know, the great Mike Tyson said something one time. He said, money is your, he said, the great Mike Tyson said one time that money is your real God. If you think it is not, try living without it. Now, a lot of individuals say, God, I can't live without you. If I say right now, God, I want to live without you, nothing happened. If I go to my bank account and just take all my money out, give it away, and then discontinue all of my my incomes, it won't be long until I won't be able to afford the studio no more. I won't be able to have a cell phone, and the house will go shortly thereafter. So I have a certain paranoia about always working, always keeping myself in front of my needs. And I think you all will agree with this. You need money more than you use money more than you use anything else. You use money. Here's what I mean. If you break dollars down into the perspective that you use dollars, like if your rent is $800 a month, do you use your car 800 times a month? Do you use your car 800 times a month? Do you look at TV 800 times a month? Do you eat 800 times a month? No. Money is the thing that you need more than anything. But what you don't do is you don't put yourself in a position where you can make it and stockpile it, hell, make more than what you need. Do you do that? If you don't, you're not respecting money. If you don't, you don't have, you got your fears in the wrong place. You do. You got your fears in the wrong place. People, what I say all the time is if you ever want to know how to do things right, look at animals. Look at animals. Animals have babies, they take care of them. A snake, have baby snakes and put them in a snake's nest. Away from the elements, everything. Animals do things right. You ever see a squirrel? You ever see a squirrel with a, I used to, when people say, I seen a squirrel with a bunch of nuts in their jaw, I was like, I ain't never seen that. I seen one. I seen a squirrel with about 6 nuts, bulges sticking out in his nose. I'm like, wow. But when it comes to squirrels, do you think they eat every nut they go get? No. They get 5, they save, they get 5, they eat 1. They get 3, they eat 1. They get 6, they stockpile for winter. Shouldn't you do that? Shouldn't you understand that whatever it is that you think is that got you absent-minded from the true paranoias in life that you think you should have. Shouldn't you not respect the fact that one day that's going to come to an end? Here's what I mean. There's a lot of individuals out there that think that I took a man down for child support and child support is going to last forever. People, the birth of my child in 18 went like that. People, if you think 18 years is a long time, compare it to the scales of time in itself. It is nothing. 18 years is not even a fraction of time compared to time. It's not. It's nothing. It's nothing. And here's the deal. If you have a healthy paranoia and you are in a relationship with somebody that don't, therein lies your differences. I promise you. I promise you. You know, I was listening to Dave Ramsey, and this guy called in. It was actually Dave Ramsey doing a show along his daughter, Rachel Cruz. And the man called in and said, how you guys doing? Dave, of course, say, better than I deserve. What's up? Dave, I'm calling because my wife does this, my wife does that. My wife. Dave said, I'm going to need you to stop saying that. What? I'm going to need you to stop saying your wife. You guys are doing. You know you and your wife are one. All right. He corrected himself. He respected Dave enough and said, okay. But then when Dave Ramsey's daughter, Rachel Cruz, got to talking, Dave Ramsey's daughter, Rachel Cruz, said something that I don't see. And Dave Ramsey's daughter said, what you got to understand, the one thing that women want is security. Healthy paranoia, security. Now what I just said is, I don't see that. I see booty out niggas getting all kinds of love. Another story. But when she said that, I said, yeah, security. So if all women want is security, what happens when there is no security? What happens? Where are you at? Where you at? Where are you? Where are you if there in fact is no security? Where are you? Where are you? You see, what you got to realize, healthy security is the one fear that will save your fucking life. Wow. Actually, I just had an epiphany saying that. It just hit me. I'm going to tell y'all something. Let me go left for a second, can I? Y'all hear me talking about highly of my dad. Love my dad. But I was scared I was going to end up like him. You see, the funny thing about my dad is I seen something that nobody else seen. And what I seen in my dad is the lack of estrogen in his life. Yep, I seen that. And by the mere fact that my dad didn't allow estrogen in his life, he was doomed. Let me tell you what you're looking at. You're looking at a man that knows, I need a woman. I need a woman. I need a woman. You know, I would love to come home and smell Pop-Tarts in the damn toaster already. I ain't even talking about a jigged out meal. I'd love to come home to a bowl of ice cream with bananas on it and some vanilla wafers in a bowl. I would love to come home to that. Not me make it. Baby, get washed up. Let's sit down and watch this. No, you promise you watch it. I love to have a healthy argument. No, you promise you love this. You'd watch this DVD with me. She got stinking feet. I want to watch that. Like, y'all know I need help. Simple things. I promise you. I often hear men say, I don't want to get married. I've never heard a man say, I don't need a woman. I've never heard it. Because we know we're logical. We know we need women. Even if it's just for nothing to get a nut. We know we need women. But when I hear those words like, I'm independent. Just give me a second. All right. When I hear things like I'm independent, I counter that with Mercedes-Benz is a billion dollar automaker. They're not independent. I want to be clear about something. You must first be self-sufficient before you be independent. People, the automaker that was the closest to being self-sufficient was Ford. They owned the trees that they made the rims with, the wood. They owned the metal plants. They owned the machine shops. They owned everything that they needed to produce a Ford Model T. If you get in a Nissan Maxima, at least the old ones, I don't know about the new ones. Back in the day, let me say that. When you got into a Nissan Maxima, what you seen was System by Bose. So Nissan, the automaker, was not independent. They went to Bose for their radios. When you buy a Mercedes-Benz, do you get Mercedes-Benz wheels, tires? No. Chances are when you buy a Mercedes-Benz, it's going to have Michelin tires on it. So Michelin made the tires and sold them to Mercedes-Benz. You said you got an AMG 55. You do know that that's not a division of Mercedes. Oh, let me back that up. That wasn't an original division of Mercedes. You do know that the AMG division of Mercedes was acquired, right? You do know that, right? Okay. So to run around and say you're independent, I have to question that. Back to what I was saying, because I got to put a bow on this thing here. So when I hear individuals say, I'm independent, that is funny to me. Okay, I'm gonna just leave it at that. So, but when I hear a woman say, I don't need a man, let me just say this, that is dumb on full display. People, I had a dog. And once again, I say whenever you want to know how to be, look at animals, right? Okay. I had a dog. My dog was a punk. One day I had my mom listen. I had the radio on, and I was talking to my mom through the Bluetooth in the car, and I had my dog with me, and the dog started crying. I got back in the car. My mom said, "You got your dog with you, right?" Yeah, she was crying. My dog would do the same thing when she's seen other dogs. I'm like, you don't even know that dog. She would cry because she wanted to go to the other dog. You know why she would cry? Because dogs want companionship. So for you to exile your own wants and needs from the very thing you should get companionship from, yeah, I would say that you need to get yourself some healthy paranoia. Because that growing old alone shit, that I'm growing old with my friends, put an end to that now. All that old, yep, my friends, my bestie, and you're supposed to grow old with a woman if you're a man with your woman. If you're gay, if that's your thing, respect. But, that's you're supposed to grow old with companionship. In the house with you, y'all taking care of each other. Have a good day, y'all, and happy Thanksgiving.